Okay, so welcome, Zofia Klajs. Hello.
Hello.
I
Hi.
know, I know you're sitting in Poland. I'm sitting in Croatia teaching today here,
Nice.
modern world.
Yeah.
And we asked you to design a poster for the 50 years anniversary of ISH.
Yeah.
And everybody is admiring your beautiful artwork. I know in the society, everybody who has seen it. Now I would like to ask you some of the questions to introduce you as an artist.
Mhm.
Uh, what people probably do not know, I have met you first time when you have been 4 years old. I could not imagine at this time interviewing you as a famous artist.
Well, yeah, I don't think I was thinking about that kind of scenario either.
Um, do you remember when you first started to think to be an artist?
Um, Actually, I remember that I was drawing. I was drawing since I was a little kid. So that was probably the main thing that I did in my free time as a kid. But I'm not sure if I thought of being an artist. I still don't know if I am an artist or maybe a designer or someone somewhere in between. I don't know. But yeah, I drew and I painted since I remember, since I can remember, and then I took part in some classes, art classes, since I was a little kid, and yeah, and then I thought that maybe I will study art, but I also studied other things, and I'm still considering if maybe I should do something else in life. So I I don't know. I'm not a very solid person in my ideas for life.
So your father, Chris Klajs, is a famous colleague in Poland. Do you ever consider to be a psychologist too?
Yes, of course. I did. I did. And from time to time, I still keep thinking about that. I mean, I feel, I feel I like listening to people and I'm interested in their stories and, um, and I think there's a lot of interesting things in psychology and in being a therapist. I listened to many, um, cases during some conferences that Chris took me to. I took part in some workshops. I mean, not as an active member of a workshop, but just listening. And many stories of therapists of their work with their clients were really moving and interesting for me. So yeah, this is a field that from time to time I still think that maybe, I don't know, my mindset is like I'm still in my 20s and I can make all these decisions and still change my path. So yeah, but sometimes I'm thinking that maybe art therapy is somewhere on the intersection of those fields. So maybe this
Yeah,
is
yeah. So,
some area to look at. We'll see.
so your artwork also is connected sometimes to psychological topics, I know.
Yes.
And you surprised your male colleagues and also your family and me to win very early a prestigious award, this Golden Debut Award. Maybe you can tell a little bit about this famous poster you made, which was very intelligent from my point of view.
Thank you. Yeah, so first there was a competition, let's say a poster competition, and the topic was you were supposed to create posters promoting the idea of family orphanages, family foster care. So the idea of actually families creating comfortable environments for children who need adoption instead of huge institutions where there's like tens of children and they don't get the support they need. And so that was the first competition, and I was a finalist of this competition, but I didn't win it. But then I submitted this poster to the Warsaw Poster Biennale, and well, yeah, and it was I won the golden debut for young creators, for young artists. When I was working on this poster, I was actually trying to show the atmosphere, or like show the way of how a child can feel. Like I wanted to I wanted this kind of sadness and loneliness to be visible in the poster. So I thought of actually working on light and darkness and creating some inner space that would seem closed and light and bright and kind of safe and warm and inviting, and some space outside that would be dark and gray and cold. And then I put so I created a keyhole, a keyhole shape that was actually yellow and was in the middle of the poster, and a silhouette of a little girl that was kind of looking inside through this keyhole. But also the keyhole in its shape reminded a figure, an icon of a bigger person, of a female figure that is bigger than the girl. So you could also see it as a little girl hugging or trying to hug another person. So, and I think that what worked about this poster is that it was quiet. It was like, usually when we think of designing posters, we think that they should be loud and very visible because they're supposed to be somewhere in the streets or in the social media, so people are supposed to react on them instantly. They're supposed to see them instantly. But here in this case, I thought it wouldn't be adequate to make it loud and, colorful and lushy and everything. I just thought it had to be quiet and just adequate to the topic, basically.
Okay. Also later, when I was organizing a conference about the topic multi-generational perspectives in family therapy and children therapy,
Yes.
I invited you to make some special things and combining it with your posters about the fairy tales of the Brother Grimms I have seen before.
Yes.
And we made this exhibition at German American Institute in Heidelberg, which is a prestigious place in Heidelberg in southern Germany for such things. They have done great exhibitions. And maybe you can show also some of your work, and you share briefly some ideas about what was your idea to make such posters.
Yes. So would you like me to talk about the multi-generational perspective posters?
Yes.
Or the Grimm brothers, or both?
Maybe the multi-generational, it's a little bit more psychological.
Yeah, okay. I will open them for myself then so that I can see them. Yeah, it was great actually being invited to Heidelberg to take part in this exhibition. Actually, it was a big thing for me, and so thank you very much for that. Yes, I was thinking about creating posters that would be that would touch the topic of multi-generational perspectives and multi-generational relationships and families. And I knew that I will be showing the posters to people who know what I will be talking about. So I actually think that these posters were understood in the context of the conference and in the field of psychotherapists. I'm not so sure if they are so easy to understand for people who are from different fields. But yeah, I think there were 6 posters, and the one that was, I think, or maybe working on it, was the most personal for me, was it was a letter. I used a letter that my great-grandfather sent to my grandfather, because after the Second World War, my grandfather started his life, I guess, in Germany. And I don't think he was planning on coming back, but he kept receiving letters from his family strongly suggesting that he should come back to Poland. And well, my dad, Chris, told me about those letters and those strong suggestions a few times. And then I read some letters, and well, yeah, the suggestions were really strong. Like, I don't think he had a choice. And then I used the letter, and then I put some text on it that was saying, should I stay or should I go? Because I was also feeling this kind of, well, push-pull situation, and I wanted to go to some places and have my own ideas, and then for some reasons I wasn't doing that. So I was thinking of my own multi-generational well, the messages that you get from your family, either directly or indirectly, or so yeah, I had it was an interesting work for me, like on a personal level. There's also another poster. It's I think it was called the Family Pyramid, and there's just colorful silhouettes of people standing, forming a pyramid. So this is about, obviously, being supported by your ancestors, and the fact that you can actually do more with your life, and maybe if you have a strong backup in the past, right? So if there's some strong roots, if you have a strong basis that you can stand on from your ancestors, that you can move, I don't know, higher, or maybe to some more interesting places in life. And there's also another one which I find quite interesting. It's about it's a poster that's called Family Migration Map, and it's basically formed of colorful circles that are put one on another. And well, usually when we think about migration maps, we think about geography and people moving from one country to another, or one continent to another. But I was thinking about the multi-generational perspective again, and like the psychological context. And I'm thinking, like, we're on some levels, we are all still moving in circles, maybe. There's some paths that our ancestors created, and we just go in their footsteps. And on some levels, probably we will still be doing it in the future. And I don't know, our kids or grandkids will also move in the more or less same circles. That's probable.
So a little bit somehow all these ideas and developments have been also flowing in this official ISH poster with a tree, maybe.
Yeah.
This is also influenced by some multi-generational influence.
Well, yes, actually, when we talked, because I asked the ISH, I asked Mark Jensen what ideas you would like to show, you would like me to show in this poster. And the idea of some kind of continuum and the past, and then moving from the past to the future was one of the points that seemed important, like, yeah, to show, because we're talking about the 50th anniversary, right? So this process was, well, yeah, it was interesting to show the process to, yeah.
So what's this little bird is meaning for you? You have included in the tree.
The little bird is singing 50 years, and this is the happy and the light element of the story, because I thought that this poster needs to be happy and cheerful, right? Because we're celebrating the 50th anniversary. It couldn't actually be really. It had to be a bit serious, but not too serious. And so I thought that the little bird would be like a nice balance, and making it a bit lighter and a bit more cheerful.
I also had another association. Maybe it is symbolizing modern media like Twitter.
Yeah, that's also possible, actually. You know, with these kinds of posters, it's the good thing is that there's a lot of interpretations, and you can put a lot of connotations to them, like depending on the person who's watching. So yeah, I think that that's what the posters are about. They shouldn't actually be about precisely illustrating something. They should be open to interpretation. They should be some kind of metaphors, or, you know.
So you have actually sent 2 posters, and it was really hard to decide which one to take. So at the end, we probably will use somehow both. And
I would be very happy about that. I'd like that.
And what was the idea of the second poster with his eyes? What was your idea?
Well, actually, there are some ideas that are similar in both of the posters, and some of them are a bit different. So the poster with the eyes is more focused. It's less focused on the past and the future, showing this continuum, and it's more focused on well, the worldness of the ISH, like the internationality, the fact that there's people from all over the world being members of the ISH, and that there's a lot of different perspectives that you can look from, and it's about individuality. Each of these eye shapes is different, and the colors are different, and the shapes are different. I drew these shapes by hand so that they are not, you know, perfect, but each of them has some kind of individuality. Well, some of the eyes are also closed, because that's the connection to hypnotherapy, right, and to hypnosis. But in some cases, only one eye is closed, so you can also interpret it like as someone is joking and just, you know, how do you say it in English? I don't know, but yeah. So that because it's not supposed to be very serious, right? We're kind of smiling and we're happy about celebrating the anniversary. So yeah, and it's also important that there's 50 shapes, 50 circles in both of the posters, because I also wanted to create this kind of hypnotic rhythm. Maybe someone would start to count those shapes, you know, it happens. Actually, a few people told me already that they did count them, so it works. So yeah, that's it.
Okay, so thank you, Sasha. So I'm happy that now people know who is the face and the person behind this beautiful artwork.
Thank you very much.
I'm curious already how what else you will do in your life, and maybe you will doing art therapy or something, or combining it in a way.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm curious as well. Yeah.
Okay, so thank you, and say hello to the whole Polish team which is organizing the next international congress.
Yeah, thank you very much. Should I say hello now in Polish to the Polish team?
Okay, yes, invite them in Polish. Yeah.
The Polish people in Polish. Okay. Dzień dobry, zapraszamy na kongres do Krakowa, który odbędzie się już w przyszłym roku, w czerwcu. Zapraszam serdecznie w imieniu Polskiego Instytutu Eriksonowskiego.
So maybe you can also give maybe an English translation. Even German, you maybe are able to do it.
I don't think so. But yeah, I'm just not sure what the dates of the Congress are, but and I need to check the name of the Congress, because I'm not I'm just a graphic designer. Yeah, but I can say just hello, and well, how do I say it? I don't know. We kindly invite you to the Congress, Psychological Congress, European Congress,
International Congress, the International Congress, June 12 to 15.
Okay, we kindly invite you to the International Congress that will take place in Krakow from June 12th to June 15th, 2024. I hope to see you there.